With just 11 days until the NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls have several rumors surfacing around them, mainly being that they would actually be interested in going ahead and picking up an additional first round pick. Could they be looking to use an additional first round pick to get a center like Kel'el Ware? We're going to be talking about the possibilities for the Chicago Bulls and what players they could be looking at. This is Rico Greenhowe, and this is another episode of Bulls Digest. And before we jump into it, want to let you know that 76% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of the day, which is Bulls take Kel'el Ware in the draft. All right, guys, and so this dates back to an article that was published about a month ago that had us linked to Kel'el Ware and also to Tristan da Silva, both players I absolutely love. And this has actually become a hot topic because, look, as we are seeing workouts with Kel'el Ware, it looks like he is answering a lot of questions about his motor situation, because they're saying that that's one of the downsides for Kel'el Ware is that, he doesn't stay engaged out there, but he's looking pretty good in the workouts. I know the Blazers have just worked him out. But before we go ahead and jump into Kel'el Ware, I think that you're seeing rumors around the Chicago Bulls, mainly being that they have Alex Caruso being floated out there. There's the fact that we could have Alex Caruso going to the Rockets for the third pick in the draft. We also have something out there with Philadelphia that suggests that they would be interested in Caruso and we would get the 16th pick in the draft. And then we also have something with LaVine where we could possibly move with the Pistons up to 5. They would take our 11. Now, with me, I am one person that does not want to trade Alex Caruso. I absolutely love Caruso. I think that, Caruso is instrumental for the young players that we have on our team, like Kobe White and Dosunmu. I feel like with DeMar DeRozan, these guys show up to work every day. They play extremely hard, and they show the young guys how to do it in the right way. And look, you can say everything that you want to say about DeMar DeRozan, and I'll say it again. If DeMar DeRozan was 30 years old, we would not have an issue going out here and paying DeMar DeRozan for what he does on the basketball court. It's just that he's getting older at this point. We don't want to get locked into a tough situation. But look, DeMar DeRozan has been to just about the top of the mountain there in the Eastern Conference. I believe he's been in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Alex Caruso has a championship ring that he has as well. So those guys bring an abundance of experience, and I do not want to split them up, and I would like to help or have them help develop the young core. Now, with that being said, guys, if we are going to move on from Alex Caruso, which I'd hate to say it, but either if we're going for the 3 or the 16th pick, I'd much rather like to do an 11 and a 16 pick, guys. I think that we could get a player like Kel'el Ware to possibly slip to us. And I also think that we could still go out there and get a guy like Tyler Smith as well, guys. And so starting with Kel'el Ware, look, I'm very high on this guy. This guy started off with the Oregon Ducks, guys. He put on 35 pounds, I believe, from his freshman to his sophomore year. So you know that he can put on weight to fill out the frame. And the one thing I love about him is given the opportunity with the Indiana Hoosiers, he played outstanding basketball. This guy reminds me of a more meaner, athletic type of Christian Wood type of player, and he absolutely reminds me of Miles Turner, guys. This guy can play basketball at a high level. Look, I love the fact that he dunks, and he dunks contested. Like, he will definitely dunk on your head. Great hands in catching the basketball. His shot is absolutely pure, guys. If you have had a chance to look at the footage, the ball comes off effortless for him. And then also too, I love the fact that he has a combination of skills in the pick and roll potential, and he is great on the defensive end. The minuses that you're looking at is the effort. Sometimes they're saying that he doesn't seem as engaged for his his size, they would like to see him take advantage of bigs and smaller matchups a little bit more. Sometimes when catching the ball in the crowd, he'll force passes as well, guys. But look at this: inside scoring, lob threat, shot blocking, and athleticism. And the one thing that I must say that I love about Kel'el Ware is he does not need a point guard to unlock him, guys. And what is an example of that? When you look at a guy like DeAndre Ayton, love Ayton as a player, but Ayton's most successful years have been with Chris Paul. He had an elite point guard that was able to set him up. If we get Kel'el Ware, I think that he instantly can be plugged into the lineup, and he absolutely can be a factor. All right. And in a lot of cases, I'm saying it. I mean, I might get roasted in the comments, but I think he might be able to step in for Vooch right now and be a factor. I know he's going to have to deal with the size in the NBA and things like that. But guys, defense is not an issue for Kel'el Ware. He looks absolutely outstanding when you look at the highlight clips. In fact, guys, I'm going to throw a couple up because this is just nasty when you look at these clips, man. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. Like, look at that. The dunk right here. Look at the two-step finish. Look at this tip dunks, right? The lob threat that we're talking about. Again, finishing on the rebounds, coming in on the inbounds pass. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. This is music to the Chicago Bulls' ears if we can get a center that is going to just attack like this. I love him for a lot of different ways. I think that the Chicago Bulls, if they're going to go out here and get a pick, they should absolutely consider Kel'el Ware. And I think that he might be the third best center in this draft. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of throwing it out there. But look, I'm not going to be mad if we take Kel'el Ware, and I'm certainly not going to be mad if we take Clegan or we take Zach Edey, but I would definitely take Kel'el Ware. Now, going to the plan here, look, if they do get the 16th pick and they retain their 11th pick, I think that the Bulls have a chance to go out and address shooting as well and still get some height. Who am I talking about in this? It's going to be Tyler Smith, all right? And so Tyler Smith, I think, is going to be available to us at 11. Now, he is going to be a deep project, guys. He plays defense, but he is terrible as far as holding up with his player. Like, generally after the first move, players get around him. He is terrible as far as taking angles. So you can get him with a lot of angles and you're going to be able to get to the spots that you like to get to at this point in time. So he is not a great individual defender, but he is a terrific spacer, smooth shot maker, guys. It is beautiful to watch him shoot the left-hand jumper. He can shoot it on a catch and shoot. He can also dribble and throw it up as well. The problem with him as well is that he does not have any kind of moves outside of just shooting the three ball. So he's not going to take the ball, dribble it, break a couple guys down, and then get to the lane. That's not going to be his MO. He has to be set up. But he is going to be terrific for us because he is going to give us space to operate. And you have to think, guys, if we have Kel'el Ware, all right, and then we have Tyler Smith, and then let's say we moved on from Patrick Williams. You now have DeRozan back at his natural spot at the 2. He is going to have space to go eat, and so is Kobe White, and Dosunmu is going to have a lot of space to get drives as well, guys. So we are going to be in a terrific situation, and yes, it does pain me that we would have to give up Caruso to do so, and I think that, honestly, I think that there's a path that instead of Caruso, maybe LaVine could be shifted down to Philadelphia for the 16th pick. And I'll say this because I do not believe that the Sixers are going to go defensive minded. I think they are going to strike out with Brandon Ingram. I think they are going to strike out with Paul George. And they are linked to going after Zach LaVine. And I will say this, guys. The one thing about Daryl Morey, is that he will go out there and he will throw first-round picks out there for a guard. He loves small ball lineups. He believes that he can outscore you guys. Remember, Mike D'Antoni coached that team up in Houston. They were not defensive-minded. I think he's still trying to do the same thing in Philadelphia. I think that they are thinking they want to outscore people, and I don't care that LaVine had to sit out a season ago. The bottom line is that Zach LaVine will score buckets. And I guarantee you that if Philadelphia takes him, I bet you he's becomes more engaged with Philadelphia than he does with us, guys. So with that being said, look, these are the two players that I think the Chicago Bulls should land. I think that there is a chance that they could get the hometown kid to come there as well. And I'm talking about Matas Bazelis. I think that there's a chance he could slide. Right now, in a couple mocks, he is slated to go with 3. So I'm fine with picking him at 11 and then going back with Kel'el Ware. But I absolutely believe that if Ware is available, we absolutely must take him. And to be honest with you, I would like to take Bazelis because I think that that's less of a project than, say, a Tyler Smith. Even though he can shoot the basketball, he's going to be more of a natural 4. But again, it might fit, guys, and I'm thinking maybe it might be like a Luol Deng kind of thing, right? Like Luol Deng was a great spacer. He was a good shooter. It wasn't like he was just going to take you to the rack. So I think that that's maybe what we should think of with Tyler Smith, but think of him with more size, guys. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do the Chicago Bulls take the 2 picks if they move on from Caruso and get a guy like Ware and Tyler Smith? Or do you want to see us go ahead and move Caruso to the Rockets and then get Donovan Clegan? And then go from there? Or do you guys believe that, hey, we're not going to have to throw Caruso out there? Do you believe with me that Philadelphia wants to get more offensive minded? And even though Zach LaVine has not played, they are going to take a chance with Zach LaVine and try to go ahead and count on him making buckets. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As usual, guys, I love you guys out there. And even though we don't know what's going on, I'm saying go Bulls, guys. Going to be an interesting draft. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.